To order, Sarah, Ellie, Ishu Miller, Steve Pennington are present, and we have 2 excused absences.
Okay. And then public comment, no one's here. You can't do. Looking around the room. Okay.
The people who haunt the store, blah, blah.
The minutes are May 13th.
Yeah, did anybody have any comments on the, I read them and then I just forgot to print them. Did anybody have comments, corrections for the minutes from last month's meeting? I will entertain a motion to accept the meeting notes from last month. I'm just gonna look at you because you're the closest. Yeah, so yeah, you go, so motioned, and then Sarah has to second it.
I second it.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
It's unanimous.
Okay. Okay, so Steve first, so Steve doesn't have a copy of the agenda, so I can keep it to take notes, I'll just keep prompting you.
Yeah, just
Okay.
read the top thing
So
on
off the rails, you're a little
when's that?
Saturday.
Oh,
And I'm laughing because I'm driving through town and I'm seeing signs and banners, and I'm like, oh no, so I pulled a special event permit that I created, I'm like, never told Steve what our rules are for
oh yeah, I was gonna tell you,
signage.
open a tab. And we'll,
No, it's-
open the tab for my fees, or for my fines,
We're good, we're actually okay,
you-
the banner, where you have that, is that the only banner in town?
that's the only, you told me I could put a banner on that
Yes.
spot 1 week before,
Yes.
so it went up last night
Perfect.
at 9 p.m.
Great. Yeah?
So,
Oh.
yeah, you saw it on Facebook, I did a very artsy photo of an artsy banner for our artsy events, and you see the blue.
I was just waiting for code enforcement to come after us. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, so the banner was good, and then the yard signs, I followed the yard sign distribution rules. I was more in than Reichert. So,
Politicians seem to get passes, I think.
yeah, but what we did is, the signs went up, middle of town, Ridge, all over North Bend last night. The downtown Snoqualmie ones haven't gone up except for the one in my yard. And what we did is we did signs that were a lot less busy than last year's, with just kind of basic information, and they say art event next Saturday, so that we can pick them all up and use them again next year. So
Yeah, I came into town, not like I normally do, up, over and down the parkway, and I thought, oh, look at all these strategic locations, stop.
yeah, we were I had one of my helpers with me last night, and we did the Ridge. And then the biggest emergency situation for this is the chairs, and you're helping with that, so we're in good shape there. We had 100% cancellation of all of our food trucks, which caused a little bit of panic. That was Memorial Day weekend, and so, but we've completely rebuilt everything, so we will have a Mediterranean food truck, an Italian grinder sandwich food truck. The kettle corn lady is also going to do cotton candy and some other things, and she's gonna have like a flower booth. It's gonna be very exciting.
Is she excited?
She's super excited, she's amped, she's like.
Do you think that we can, off topic, do you think we can get her when we get the road permanently closed, like,
100%,
okay,
I think she would just, live
Okay.
there, yeah, for sure. And then also the snow cone gal signed up, so we'll have a snow cone wagon, 2 food trucks, and a tent with like carnival food, so.
great.
That should be super exciting. We are confirmed for Brass Bands Northwest will be there, 30-piece brass band. We'll open the show. They'll play an hour and a half kind of set. And then while they're breaking down and the pontoons are setting up.
Where do you have them set?
They'll be in the gazebo.
Oh, cool.
This is gonna be the hallmark moment of the year. Brass band in the gazebo during an art festival at downtown.
You're gonna fit them all in there?
Yeah,
That's all?
yeah.
What time are they gonna play then?
That starts, I think they're gonna start in the 11:30 to noon neighborhood. I gave them a window, I gave them a tour.
There's a bench in there, you're gonna have to see if Parks can move that out.
I will be walking the site with our guy, Austin, on Wednesday, and we'll get everything set and walk up.
Okay.
I have played with Snow Valley Winds in that gazebo, so I'm pretty confident that they'll fit. If for any reason we don't think they will, we'll reverse it so the audience can sit there and the ban will be out below, but I'm pretty confident that we're good. And then during the transition between the two, then Tim Burch will be our one artist for Log Jam at the other end of the park, where we'll have a temp stage with I've got signage, I've done banners and signage individualized to all of the artists, as well as with the logo for that. Those will all go up starting the night before / morning of the event, all in Railroad Park. So within the permit. And then we're just I am about 2 days behind where I want to be on the community art project, but that should be tied up by about this time tomorrow. We reached out to Sarah Hughes, she was willing to do it, but her rate would have been, which was appropriate, she quoted an appropriate rate, but it would have blown the budget, and Sarah and I agreed that if she was going to do that quality of work, it would break our hearts to have people scribble on them with magic markers, so with Sharpies and stuff. So we have a far less talented artist who's doing it, and I'll be done with it this time tomorrow. I'll show you a picture of that later if you'd like. But we are filling in the blanks. We have a double-sized tent plus for the Artist Guild / the art gallery, and so they'll be kind of the centerpiece. We'll have the community arts project. We'll have the poetry, which should have a very we've got a volunteer signed up to run that all day. Surprise, Michelle signed up. And then
I was just gonna ask if she's volunteering.
I was hoping that we would see Kat, but I think they started early downstairs.
They did.
But we're gonna I want to do a chalk to block that day, and
We've got the chalk.
yeah.
Okay.
So I've got the chalk. The one question I have is, do we have so I know I'm taking a lot of the time, but it's the next event in 6 days. So do we have a bunch of crayons somewhere? I feel like we did, but then
Chalk, but I don't know if she has crayons.
we have
Oh,
chalk,
chalk,
but do we have
yeah.
crayons? Like it seems like we had them for something, but that was just haunting. Before I went and bought a bunch of crayons, I thought I would.
Let me check,
but-
I might have some at my desk, I can't remember if it's crayons or if it's little boxes of Crayola chalk, but
Yeah.
let's go forward, I'll check.
Yeah, crayons or markers, because what we're doing is, and I was gonna ask for your help on this, the other thing I needed from you. I built a character, isn't he adorable? His name is Shug. He's
Oh, sure, the zebra.
I don't know if you can see it, Shug the zebra, and
That's so cute.
I love it, so cute.
And so, and what we're doing is we're doing coloring sheets.
You
That
don't
were,
get a copy.
and I'd like to get like,
Is
yeah.
that the master or you want
This,
to email?
I will email you the masters, there's gonna be a
Okay.
couple different versions, so he's kind of undressed in that one. And it says, help Shug hide, dress him up so he fits in here in the Snoqualmie Valley, and the idea is people can decorate him with like cheerleading outfits or football player outfits, or
It's really cute.
or whatever, and then it's got branding stuff. I forgot to put the Arts Commission branding on it, but, and this is, you can tell it's AI because he's got, he has 2 tails, that's how you know it's AI, so I haven't finished fixing it. But and then we've got one where he's in his full outfit, and then it'll be just kind of, you can draw stuff around him to have so he fits in. And we want to have a coloring contest, and we're gonna have these at we're gonna drop them off at different places around the valley, but for us, it's gonna be Carousel and Trading Co. They did the art gallery, I haven't talked to them yet, but and have a few of them if people want to pick them up in advance, and we're gonna put them up on social media and say, hey, if you want to grab a couple copies of these or whatever, come and grab them, they're here. And then they say, bring them to the thing, and we'll put them up. One of the things I'm gonna work with Austin is we have the art walls that the commission bought a few years ago for hanging artwork and stuff. There was.
I've seen them in there, they're
Bushman walls.
great.
Yeah. And so I was gonna put a few of those up so we can be pinning artwork as people finish them. We'll have a big table. I've got a big roll of butcher paper that will wrap one of the tables so it stays clean and is clean. And we'll have
Do you
stuff.
need questions?
I wouldn't say no, I've got some, but I wouldn't say no to more. And then for the poetry, we're gonna, this will be a last minute thing. We've got one more blank panel from when we did the gingerbread things, and so we're gonna do a tree on a 4x4 panel and then yarn for the limbs. And we got tiny little clothespins to hang people's poetry on, so it's gonna be super cute. And that's just kind of what we're going for is a lot of experiential stuff, a lot of stuff for kids, a lot of stuff. To, get people kind of hands-on, so. I will send kind of a full list, but I will also send an email tonight asking for your guys' help to help send people to the volunteer sign up page. I do have a core set of volunteers who I have browbeat into hanging out with me all day on Saturday, so I've got like five of my closest friends who have been forced to help me. And then we have signups people can do for helping the artists set up, helping the artists break down, managing the community art. And things like that, so that's all up on Sign Up Genius, and it's linked on artofftherails.art, but I will send you guys the link in an email tonight before I sleep. Otherwise, I think we're in pretty good shape.
I haven't seen, oh darn it, a live copy, but no, never mind. It was putting there, around the rails.
Oh, that is another thing I need to, I wanna talk to the Plein Air folks, cause I'd like to have some sort of exhibit up, advertising for Plein Air.
I've got some
At Off the Rails.
flyers.
Yeah, and so, and we can pin up flyers and stuff, the Downtown Merchants Association is gonna have a booth, you remember the booths they did for Cocoa during we're gonna set one of those up, and it's gonna be like an ice water station. And information, people can have pamphlets and stuff, so.
Okay.
We'll have things available.
Well, thank you, Steve, this is a big lift, so, and you've added some cute little.
We're trying to put some really cool touches in, we've got, Casey and I, are kind of the Snoqualmie representatives, and we've got buy-in from, again, the Merchants Association and the other Railroad Museum, and then North Bend is they're gonna be putting on a heck of a show on their end, so it should be a fun time. I don't know if you wanna mention, but North Bend Mayor is gonna ride the train from stop to stop, so.
And that was our mayor asked.
I was just mentioning it to you in case.
I did,
I
they
was going
did
to
do
mention it
that.
to you in case you wanted to mention it.
I
So
can
didn't know if that
mention
was-
it.
I don't wanna put any pressure on anybody, but I think, you'd wanna give warning.
I will, connect her with you if she wants to do that.
Yeah, so I just didn't want anybody to find out that, cause I
That's a nice.
just was in a meeting that somebody mentioned it, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
said it to me, so I was like, oh, I should double check.
Thank you for that heads up. I will bring up the conversation. Okay.
Cool, so that's Art Off the Rails. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
So the current contents, we have tables set up for kids to do the kind of.
Can you hear us, Sarah?
Sarah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. You use a softer spoken person than
Yeah.
this, nice, I just want.
Do we have table and chairs set up for the current contacts?
They will,
You will.
they're not yet,
Okay.
but-
Yeah.
Friday night, Thursday morning. Yeah, cause I'm gonna wrap tables with.
And then you call it contacts, so we have price to give. to kids.
Yeah, you're right, I shouldn't call it a contest, it's a,
Project, color
yeah,
project.
I'll call it something, it's not a contest.
It's not like the QFC with the art and then. it
There's not
becomes a
prizes for
grocery
judging
bag.
and stuff like that, it's just
Yeah.
a kind
Yeah, if you
Intro.
contact, I mean, they can get like lollipops. I mean,
I don't
I don't know if
think
they
I
have.
can't run a contest though, right?
I mean, are you
City.
thinking like when they turn it in, they get a lollipop, or we draw a winner and they win? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna call contact, you have to get price. If you
Yeah.
don't count contact, just say activity.
I would call it just an
Yeah, I was just,
activity.
yeah, you are correct,
So I just,
that was a slip, but
sounds good.
other questions? Okay. All right,
Okay, next is plein air paint out. I guess I can offer some that's Donna and Nicole Hansen are taking care of that. The update I have is they have found a judge That is gonna take place, the Bridges of Snoqualmie, so they'll meet on the boardwalk, it's July 20th. I think last week, I think we had like, I wanna say 7 participants, which is actually a good number at this point in the game for something in July. So I think, more
When
to
to sign up.
and you haven't, yeah, you keep trying to decide, am I a commissioner or am I a painter? That's what you're always trying to do, so there's that. The next thing, unless anybody has any questions about plein air, chalk the block. So this came up at last month's meeting, so it's scheduled for one place already, which is, the Pancake Breakfast Snoqualmie Days, but for the 4th of July, I just need to know, I guess it would be the 3 of you guys in this room, although Donna might, if there's an interest to kind of oversee, babysit that event in the morning. The event for the ROA does a parade, an event in the parking lot, but,
Yeah, I can sign up to
you wanna kind of
coordinate
watch
that.
that one?
Yeah, is
Okay,
that, and it's,
I'll get the times,
okay.
cause what I need to do
Is
next.
that Amy from the RA managing their side? Does she-
Amy's currently doing it because one of the ladies is out of the office that's doing it, but it's pretty, Kat managed it last year, so I'll loop you in. But I don't know, Sarah, is that something you're interested in too, or usually I just wanna,
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be here for 4th. I have a
Okay.
family reunion.
okay, no worries.
So you need.
So I totally.
Yeah, kind of just helping oversee, like getting there, getting the chalk there and just kind of picking up supplies and just being there while it's going on and putting some of the signs in the ground, like by the little H-stake signs, so.
Yeah, I never done this before, so it just me, yeah, I can.
You
I
can
can
see it
volunteer.
together, okay, that's really nice, I will.
I was gonna quiz Kat this week on kind of a walkthrough on
Or
her.
next week.
Her approach.
Give yourself a break next week.
No, because I'm gonna do it on Saturday, right? So yeah, so next week would be a shit late, but
Okay,
yeah, so the idea is to, I was gonna ask, what are the rules about, like, is it just kind of anywhere that's a sidewalk or a street or a path is okay for a chocolate block? Like, I don't have to like
I
worry about.
would, my advice is, having done, I would center it in one particular area, so it's not really a free-for-all.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
would
just,
say-
where should I put it? Like.
I mean, could you do it in King Street, like closer, are you gonna move the food trucks kind of closer to the railroad tracks, like a little more visible that way? Or how are you gonna?
I will be walking the space on Wednesday, but I just wanted to know, like, is there any rules, like, should I, if I put it on the street, if I put it on the sidewalk, if I put it on the. In this tiled area, cause like down by the logs, like if I did a spot down by the log, would that be okay?
I think that's okay, I
Okay.
wouldn't do it near the boardwalk for safety reasons and also in case they start doing it on the boardwalk, but down by the log is good.
I wanted to be separated enough from the tracks, and so I was kind of thinking about using
Yeah.
some of the natural stuff as a
Yeah.
barrier.
And I was out there today too, King Street, we were thinking of, like, when we're planning it, is 4 trucks there, so there's some good space between, like, kind of the start of the fencing where the road, like the rose tulip garden is, like 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4, but.
Cool,
what you
yeah,
wanna do
okay,
with that
okay,
event.
alright.
The lobby art gallery is the next agenda item, reception, usually your artwork, it was great.
Beautiful,
Like,
you're very
you
talented.
sold how many? 3 or 4? 5? You sold 5?
Right, please.
That's awesome.
It's the hot new property, yeah. So
Wow.
then, the artist that's going into the display case, ordered prints for a couple more of his stuff that should be arriving. I believe it's arriving either tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll be ready to install on Thursday.
So what kind of work
It's
is that?
photographs, it's
wow.
panoramic photographs, but a lot of them are on like reclaimed wood and special surfaces. But then there's some other things, but it's all landscape photography
Okay,
and truly like
What's
panoramic.
the artist's name?
Sorry,
What's the artist's name?
oh god, names, panic,
How do you say? It's okay.
I mean,
just
oh my god,
love it.
I'm just so bad, I'm so bad.
So
So
do you want,
that's not a plein air, I saw the plein air.
so the plein air, Steve, do you want me, I'm
So-
gathering up the pieces.
Yes,
It
and-
won't be enough for both floors, in fact.
Okay.
Cause there's, some of them are really small, but I have got, cause some are in people's offices.
Yeah.
So by Thursday, do you want me to have them ready for you, gathered?
As soon as you have them, I will go put them up,
By,
right? Like, so,
I mean, you could even start tomorrow, but I don't know what, I know you have a lot going on, so I'm
yeah,
not
I
trying
mean,
to pressure you.
if I could drag my feet until next week for that, that would be great.
I would want to give you the grace to drag your feet for that for next week. Why don't you focus on art off the rails this week and then do plein air next week?
Carson Mastis,
Oh, it's a person show, okay.
Carson's the photographs, yeah. And
Okay,
then plein air for the walls, and those will go until plein air is done, and then in the meantime, I will have talked to the art gallery.
So then we'll
and
have
session
two
about that.
exhibition, the plein air and the photography.
Yes.
So
The
why don't-
photography is going in the sleeves.
Oh, it's only in the
Yes.
display case?
Yeah.
Oh,
would you rather do plein air up here and photography downstairs, or would you rather everything be on the first floor?
I mean, I think I'd rather put everything on the first floor.
Okay,
but,
okay,
I mean,
cool.
that's the bulk of the,
And then the plein air one, are you gonna have that run through plein air? Basic, okay, cool, so like a month,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And then yours, I don't know if you guys know, so Sarah, just to get you a bit of, we do this and then every year the plein air paint out, and then there's judges and a winner, and then the winning piece is the piece that the city owns. And then that's the piece that we use in the marketing the following year. So
Yeah,
2 years ago, we also something that kind of came out of COVID is that we would put like 3 pieces for judging. They've done it a little differently every year, but 2 years ago, we had 3 pieces, a community vote. And then her piece, we had it sitting on the counter at work here. And it didn't win by just a couple of votes. But
she's
love,
famous.
she's famous. We
famous.
loved this artwork here in City Hall so much. It's beautiful. So being the arts commissioner or arts commission liaison, I purchased it. And so it's part of the city's art inventory, but it's not a plein air winner, but I would like that one to be in the display. And so
yeah,
maybe,
whatever
maybe
you
one
hand
of the
me,
little
I will,
things,
I will, I have a process, I'll sort them by size, I'll figure out what works best in terms of, hanging next to each other, that sort of thing. We have some walls that need bigger paintings, we have some walls that work better with smaller paintings.
yeah,
We can daisy chain them like you saw upstairs for the,
yeah.
for that, for these use and.
I have questions.
Yeah,
So did we hire someone for jewelry? Can I?
for jewelry,
Yeah, the jewel for the plein air commission, I mean, plein air.
Jury? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so,
jury.
yeah,
Oh,
they've got a
they
judge.
have a judge.
Yeah.
Nicole, they found a judge. for that.
judge.
Oh, so now you have to participate.
I want to volunteer to do it 1 year. If that's.
They did find a judge. for
Yeah,
it.
but maybe next.
Yeah.
It used to be the arts commissioners voted, there was a blind vote amongst the commissioners would all show up for the judging. I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably having a professional art person is not a bad idea, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
we can,
so what if we say loosely that the plein air gallery exhibit is June 20th through July 20th? Just that that's the event day,
Yeah.
it's loosely, okay. That's the use, of course, because, speaking of plein air, just a plan to see, I don't remember where this came up, but of course, I need to make it from arts commissioners. I think it would be fun to do a spring plein air at the gazebo with the cherry trees. I think we were talking about that at your reception, and maybe that, it's just a different one, a lot of people come down and take photos of that, that could be some really beautiful artwork, I think it's, I don't know, so just something to think about, we have the structure of plein air and how it's done, it wouldn't be too difficult to just do another one, or maybe that's the junior one, I don't know, something to think about.
So you want to?
Want me to, well, let's see what Nicole and Donna do, but if you like that, maybe it's just something to think about for goals for 2025, and when you guys meet like in October for your
Well, I
retreat.
never done a plein air event, so I don't know how straight. I mean, I know they try to run it as traditional, but my personally, I like is try to reach out to more people instead of try to just limit to professional artists. Because in for the professional artists, you also need to get a higher price. Some of the career competition I went to, the highest price they give is $6,000 for the first place. And then, so I think it's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to criticize anything. I just feel like we should try to open to more people.
So the price would be higher or lower?
We can stay at lower. It's just not like professional, and you
Yeah.
have to be like,
It could be a novice or an amateur or someone.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Try your hand at it.
Yeah, so maybe, I remember that the year I did a competition, or you mentioned there was a couple kids that actually selected their work, and I think there may be an opportunity to open up the junior competition during the
Maybe that can be like a junior one and let
And
the one
junior one,
summer.
we don't have to, we just have to be like, select a couple of them and, like, I don't know how our budget is, but if I saw maybe something that we can do just to combine it and
Yeah,
make it more of appeal to everyone.
Okay.
You were talking about art classes earlier. Could it be kind of like a plein air art class?
Sorry, you're very quiet, Sarah.
That's very soft.
Sorry, can you hear me?
There we go, yeah.
You were talking about art classes before. Could it maybe be a plein air art class for juniors, kind of playing off the plein air
yeah.
event a little bit?
Well, we can, well, if it's art class, that means that we have to hire instructors,
But let's put it on the list and we'll have it, like you said, we'll have our conversation in October for what we wanna do next year.
Or what Sarah's saying is if someone wants to come, I've never done it before, maybe there's a few artists around that could train them how to go about plein air. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought we can do it, like a teacher class in the library, but it's how they do the player statements, and some basic composition stuff. And then they remind me of the folk culture, if we can run the community art class through the folk culture.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe we can put less pressure on the same budgets, and then they can use those money for videos and others.
This is true. This is true. To see if we could get some grant funding for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
And
we
it-
just, the gallery just got $5,000.
It could be cool to do a class in the winter time in preparation for a plein air paint out in the spring. Like that could be fun. That could be good, good use of kind of both those seasons. But let's let's make notes and
One of the gallery member, he is not in our gallery anymore. I can try to contact him, but he teach plein air classes last year. During the same time they have a plein air event.
Well, maybe you can work with the library and maybe one of the next, maybe your September class is your first class at the library, maybe the next one. See if you could get this instructor, and that's like what Steve says is the winter, whether it's November or
something.
February. And then, I think
Yeah,
there's something there.
in the preparation of the
Mhm.
spring of
Yeah.
plein air.
Yeah. And there's been a desire to do some art programming, activating in the shoulder seasons in the winter and indoors, so maybe that would be a good thing.
yeah, I think that's a good lineup. But let's talk about all that in, like you say, in the October planning for next year.
So the next one is the block party, September 7th. So that's an event the city and the chamber are planning. It's on Center Boulevard. Just tossing it out there, just kind of as awareness. I know we don't have all of our members here, but typically what we've done is a chalk the block, and we don't have to necessarily have arts commissioners there. I'm there for that event. We could just set up the chalk, but just, I guess, unless there's a burning desire right now of anybody what they want, just thinking about art activation. Or did we say that one was that the one we were thinking some sort of selfie station, or Am I losing an elk and they?
Well, we're talking about selfie stations. At our, like, when we, as soon as we can, like, 'cause
Yeah.
they'll be important to have, like, it'd be great to have for the summer and things like that. I did have that conversation with Sarah.
Okay.
On being able to use her characters and stuff, you know, being able, you know, how.
Oh, yeah.
Right, cause we wanna make sure that we're not stomping on her rights, right, you know, cause she created the characters and she has that copyright.
Good point.
And so her and I had that conversation and she's totally fine with us doing that. But I will, it's, again, that'll be after this week, but
Yeah.
I was gonna put it together and.
So just maybe like an elk on some plywood with someone to maybe put their head, oh.
Yeah, and so, yeah, we're.
So like an elk booth.
But I wanna get.
I saw you have one.
She's gonna share, I did the gingerbread man, yeah, so she's gonna, Sarah and I are going to circle back on what that would look like kind of compositionally, and like, is your face gonna be on the elk, or are you gonna be a person standing next to the elk? You know,
Okay.
something like that, like, you know, and then, you know, cause and then she'll share her, cause she's got digital graphics of all of the characters and stuff, and so we'll put something together, and get that proposed and line up
Okay.
the materials and stuff. So
Okay,
that's underway, and then, yeah, that'll be fine if that's ready by block party. I'm at block party all day, I sold my soul, so, I can be there, I'll be there anyway, so
okay.
if there's anything we need. On our submission.
Next is the art class at the library. Do you have any updates on that?
No, she haven't emailed us back, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe I will follow up
Just check.
just to check.
Okay. The next thing I added was, the call for artists. I've had a handful of submissions. I would say one I got, again, I have to be careful because it's your guys' decision, but there was one artist that submitted 4 that I thought were, really interesting, lovely, and the 4th one I giggled, you guys, because it was a zebra, which I was like, that's kind of North Bend's claim to fame, not ours, so it's just kind of interesting, but, I think that deadline is next week for that, so. There was at first when we did the press release and I sent it to the gallery and I sent it to North Bend, there was some chatter and some people asked some questions. I still think there's time that people might submit things. So my plan is for the next meeting to have those for you guys to look at. So fingers crossed, there's something there that you guys like.
So how many we are submitting?
Well, normally we do 4 in a set, but it doesn't mean we have to do that. I probably wouldn't want to do just 1 throughout town, so. You know,
So we submit 4 pieces.
I could live without doing 4 if it was 3.
Okay.
I don't know, see what your thoughts are. I feel like,
I don't think math matters right now, let's see what gets
Yeah.
submitted.
yeah,
Let's
there we
see.
go. So we'll see what's submitted on that. The other thing is, I think I had mentioned this to you guys, this is kind of my community outreach and arts commission and leveraging budgets. But the piano outside Wild Hair Vintage. So the artist, the only thing when I reached, so I sent it to the gallery, I had this artist who also has a shop above on the 2nd floor, Ashley Hale is her name. And she's working with some youth, and so she's gonna paint the piano, and when I reached out to her, I said, I just want it done before Art Off the Rails, because I just thought it would be really cute. So it's hard to see, but here's what her proposal is. I thought it was really cute. And then she's gonna do the window. So she's working with Natalie, the owner of Wild Vintage. So the piano, oh, I hear it. The piano will be painted, and I just think it will be nice and bright on the sidewalk.
Is it the piano that you say you're gonna reorder, like a better piano, and you just the old piano like?
Oh, thank you, Steve. It's the piano that's just sitting on the.
Oh, so cute.
And then I guess Natalie said that and this made Steve very happy as a musician, somebody came and fixed the keys. So, yeah, so I think that will be, that'll be fun, and so paying the artist with that, so, yeah, so that's coming. And, that was all that was on the agenda.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about this chair, Steve Pennington, he's just got like all these things going on.
I'm all done, I just get to Saturday and then I can be, like, So, anybody have any other additions to the agenda, things they'd like to discuss?
No. I have a Issaquah City Council meeting next week, so I'll try to call in if I can before.
Oh, for the next meeting?
Yeah, for July.
Okay,
I think have to present at Issaquah.
is that part of your work with the
Yeah.
architecture firm? Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to work on a fire station for them. Sadly, that everyone's city council meetings are on the same dates.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's great that you've got, I didn't know that your architecture company, like that was, kind of your focus, so that's really cool to blend all of that together.
Funnily enough, I was embarrassingly looking at our website the other day and I realized that our firm also did the pump stations in Snoqualmie.
Oh.
Oh, I live by that.
That's awesome.
To go, but I thought, yeah, anyways.
Okay.
alright,
Okay.
so if there's no more items, I guess we'll adjourn, you wanna do the full?
I think you should adjourn it.
These two, one of these two did the second and the other.
Sarah, do you want, yes, Sarah, do you want a motion to, we didn't put that on there though, I was just, we're good, we're adjourning.
Okay, we're adjourned.